welcome to Digimon Ghost Game. This is the podcast where, I don't know, we might just talk about everyone's favorite karaoke songs. I don't know, maybe. This is an idea that just came to me now, so we'll see if that bears any fruit. We're talking about Digimon Ghost Game. I'm your host, Emery. My pronouns are he, she, they.
I'm your host, Morg. My pronouns are they, them.
And I'm your host, Elvire. My pronouns are she, they.
So, what we all think of this episode? This one was like, you know, little more fillery than we've been getting so far. You know, that now we've got like the whole cast introduced, and we're kind of just going on little ghost adventures with the gang.
Yeah, it's interesting because it is like more fillery in some ways, but it is, you know, it's still like very, like, they still seem to like take a lot of care in like showing how like dramatic ghost story stuff is happening in it, you know, like they're still like, oh, we're still gonna make this kind of creepy.
It's fillery, but it also showed us how they work as a trio, because the last episode had a bit of a focus.
True.
Oh, for sure.
And this one was just all of them, which I thought was nice.
That is nice.
Yeah.
We got to see more like Jellymon's like attack moves and stuff.
Yeah, and I also enjoy there were also some like fun little character interactions I enjoyed. It definitely wasn't like just like the full-on manic episode that was episode 5, but this one still had, you know, some nice little bits in it. Think it's pretty okay.
I think it's neat.
I think it's neat.
It was called what, the Cursed Song?
The Cursed Song.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. It's all about music, baby.
And we start with a karaoke, and I just wrote down, I love karaoke. How do I pronounce it in English, actually?
That's right. Karaoke's right.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of it's like a loan word, I think, so we just kind of pronounce it the way
you feel like.
To. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we see this girl. She's singing the first ED from Adventure 2020.
Oh, I had no idea what that song was.
It was
like,
familiar, but I didn't know what it was. I was just like, I know this, but I don't know from where.
No, they just straight up borrowed the ending from Adventure 2020, and if I were smart, I would have, you know, looked up the name of that song. But so I don't know. Should I, so that we can actually put a name to this song, because we're gonna be referring to it a lot, or should we just call it Adventure ED?
I would have been so smart to look up this song.
So, one thing I wanted to, so it like, I just want to make sure that like it's the same one every time.
Yeah, she always.
Yeah.
I thought it was, but I wasn't like completely sure, especially because I was like, why is there like a beach ending? That doesn't seem Digimon-y to me, but I don't know shit.
It was like the same song would trigger the ghost attack.
It looks like there's multiple EDs. I was trying to look it up, so.
Yeah, I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. There's quite a few.
It looks like 5. Because I was trying to just look it up quickly while we were talking.
Yeah, I don't have my phone with me, so it would be hacker noise if I tried to look it up.
Looking at Wikipedia, the first ending theme during episodes 1 through 13 is Kiyoshiro Watane.
Is that what that song is?
Yeah. Kiyoshiro Watane. So that's... Hope I'm getting that right.
I'm probably still just gonna call it Digimon ED, because I can't pronounce things.
Fair enough. So we've got the girl singing the song, and then fucking Ghost comes out of her karaoke.
And she's like, it's my turn.
Karaoke's haunted.
We both just made different meme references. Pretty good. Yeah, it's fucking haunted. There's just like a hand that comes out of the karaoke like screen where like I assume the lyrics pop up or whatever. But it's just like this like spooky dark hand. It kind of reminds me of like something I feel like I've seen in Digimon before.
It reminds me of The Thing.
The Thing?
Is that not the movie where the girl like calls up people and then she crawls out of the TV?
Oh, The Ring.
The Ring.
The Ring.
I don't watch horror movies.
No, you're fine.
Fair enough.
That is like...
But I thought that was the reference.
The Thing is a different horror movie, so you were close.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I don't think that's... But yeah, I mean, it could have been a reference to that because it was like a Japanese movie first, you know? That might have been what it is, but it was music related, so it's different instead of movie related.
That's true.
Watching a movie and dying in a week or whatever. You just die immediately. Yeah. Well, no one dies, as far as I can tell. They just get, like,
traumatized.
Strangled and traumatized, yes.
You ever hear a song so bad, you just... I was going somewhere with that thought, and then I stopped. That's what bad music will do.
Do you ever hear a song so bad that... how do you finish that? Let's see. Let's keep working on this all together as a group.
Coldplay for making you listen to it.
Do you ever hear a song so bad that you just can't think of a funny joke afterwards because it's so bad?
Maybe I just haven't heard bad music, and that's why I can't think of anything.
I have impeccable taste.
Never listened to a bad song in their life.
I thought that, I was like, oh, is the villain gonna be like a lounge singer or something? And like, I'm not exactly right, but that's fine.
Not exactly. Yeah, so that's pretty much that scene, right?
Yeah, the hand comes out of the TV, she nearly gets strangled, and then her friends have to help her, I think. There's more of them, right?
Yes, there's multiple people in that little singing room. Seems like you rent out a room and you like sing.
Yeah, the concept is that you go to a karaoke place and you rent a room for a specific amount of time, and then you can just sing there and you can order food and drinks up, and when your time's up, you leave. So it's a bit different than here. If I would do karaoke, I would go to a karaoke bar and everyone in the bar would be able to listen to me sing.
Everyone in the bar would see your shame.
And they would know what bad music is.
That's kind of what, happens here, which is why a lot of times people end up doing it after drinking so that they have the confidence to do it. Myself included. There's definitely a video of me singing like all the small things online, so that's fine.
Good choice.
That's fine. And we'll link to it in the show notes. No, we won't.
If you can find it. I don't know where the fuck it is.
So yeah, we get the gang visiting a shrine.
Well, 2/3 of it at least.
2/3 of the gang. We get Hiro and Ruli and their partners visiting a shrine, and
I guess Hiro is now just being dragged along for Ruli's ghost hunting.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But, Ruli wants to see an actual ghost for her, for her social media, and Hiro wants to see a Digimon so he can ask about his dad.
I was confused by this because I was like, I thought the whole thing was that, like, all the ghosts they've been running into
they are Digimon. That's just not good enough for Ruli.
I was like, you're not going to find what you're looking for, I think. Like, I think there's just going to be... I was like, well, maybe hologram ghosts are specifically, like, the ones that attack people? I don't know.
It's Digimon all the way down.
She's just like, Digimon's old hat, fuck you. I only want ghosts.
It's not cool enough.
Supernatural monsters that appear out of another dimension? Boring. I want to see dead people.
Yeah.
I want to see dead people as holograms.
I did go on a little Google adventure when I saw this scene, because we see the temple, and I saw these two statues, and I was like, that's not how I remember shrine statues. Because usually, if anyone cares, usually there's one with the mouth open and one with the mouth closed. And the one with the mouth open is the A, which is the first letter of their alphabet. And the one with the mouth closed is the N, which is the last letter of their alphabet. And together you would get that sound that is like a Zen meditation kind of thing. And it signifies the beginning and ending of all things. I was like, that's weird that they wouldn't do that. But I looked it up, and apparently sometimes they just don't do it with the statues. And then they'll both have their mouth closed or open.
Hell yeah, shrine facts.
Fun facts with Elvire, because I once upon a time studied Japanese in university before I gave up. And I have a lot of useless knowledge now.
No, that's cool, honestly. Like, I wouldn't have even clocked that, like, even though, like, I do watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that. And I like that it's kind of like the beginning and the end, and, like, the and but the group comes across some offerings at this shrine, and they look like Pop-Tarts to me. I'm sure they're not.
They also look like Pop-Tarts. I have no idea what they were supposed to be.
So Gammamon's learning new words. He asks what the offerings is, and Hiro teaches him.
I am so proud of Gammamon for not instantly eating it.
I know.
That's character growth.
True, he showed more restraint than I was expecting.
True.
And then we get an absolute legend of a Digimon.
Hell yeah. Or, a palette swap of a Legend of a Digimon.
Yeah, I was like, this looks like fucking Ranamon's evolution, but like different color.
Yeah, this is Yokomon, who is like just a purple Cubimon from Tamers.
And I love to see them, honestly. Like, I wish they were in it longer. They were just kind of chilling, and we're like, man, I helped this human woman out by, like, finding her wallet for her, and now she keeps giving me these offerings that I have no use for. It's kind of annoying.
Old man yells, "Get off my yard."
I know. And I was actually very curious about this, because I'm like, I mean, obviously some Digimon are, like, based on, like, Japanese myths and stuff, or like Japanese spirits, like the nine-tailed fox and all that. And I was like, was this Digimon here before the hologram stuff happened?
Oh.
And it just wasn't a hologram before? Or was this like new? Like, is this just like its new home? Like, I mean...
Yeah, that's kind of a good question.
Oh, that's a really good question.
I mean, I guess we'll probably just find out more about like what a hologram ghost is and like what caused that all to happen. But it's just very interesting because like it looks like a very like ancient spirit, but it's a hologram,
Yeah. I also do just like the world building of, this Digimon being here to be like, yeah, I'm not haunting anyone. I'm just bothered by all these tourists who keep leaving me food.
Oh, being bothered by tourists, what a mood. I vibe with them so much.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah, so Yokomon basically just says, go away, it's my nappy time.
It's my nap time.
Yeah, and then they just, sort of go off, and Hiro's like, no, I have question.
No, fuck you, I sleep.
I did think it was a bit funny that the Yokomon was, I forget the name of Digimon, but in Cyber Sleuth, or is it Hacker's Memory? In one of the two, you also have a side mission. It's Hacker's Memory, where you work with one of the fox-like Digimon, and the story is also that she helped someone, and then she just kept following that person even though she didn't want to. And it was very similar to what was going on here. And I was like, is this a fox thing or is this a reference?
I'm not sure. I don't know like all the lore behind like the nine-tailed fox and stuff. So
yeah,
it might be.
I'm trying to remember which mission you're talking about. It's been a while since I've played. Is it
Renamon, something like that?
Oh yeah, is it the one where Renamon fights like a Siegramon or something?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay, yeah.
And it's because she was helping a little girl.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. The only thing I really remember about that mission is that, probably due to bad localization, but Renamon gets both he and her pronouns in that mission. So that's pretty fun for me, a multiple pronoun user.
Do we have a non-binary Digimon on our hands?
Yeah, no, Renamon is non-binary as hell. They deserve all the pronouns they want.
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't know what Yokomon's gender is.
Whatever Yokomon thinks it is.
So true.
So true. Don't they follow another lead? Because they're like, well, that wasn't a ghost. Let's try to find a real ghost.
Yeah, no, then we cut directly to, back to the karaoke place where one of the staff is, speaking to the group of girls as they're leaving and being like, hey, definitely don't post about this, lol. It would be super bad for business.
Don't tell anyone that we're being haunted. Wink.
Wink, 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 wink.
Aren't corporations just great?
We love them.
Famously.
Yeah, so, there's definitely rumors about this karaoke ghost sort of circulating around. But apparently they haven't yet reached this girl practicing for her idol audition. We see a little pamphlet for, the audition, and she's singing the haunted adventure ED. So, yeah, that's going great.
I thought it was funny that Ruli was like, all right, give us the biggest room you have, even though there's only two of us. And I was like, why does she need a big room? But then we cut to the next scene, and it's all of them in the elevator.
They don't take the big... Oh.
They're in the elevator.
Yeah.
And they barely fit in.
It's because they barely fit. Because
I thought that was so great.
It's really good that, Angoramon, does take up space, even though he's, invisible, kind of.
Yeah, he does do the classic Japanese mascot character thing of getting briefly stuck in the elevator door at one point, and that's pretty
I laughed. I thought it was great. I loved to see it.
I love him. I love him. Yeah, it's not the biggest room in the in the karaoke hotel or whatever, but it's still pretty big. I think they eventually get to the floor that they're assigned to. They talk about kind of they were telling the girls not to tell anyone because if it was secret, then more people would come or whatever, They kind of say it out loud.
Ruli's like, this is hot news. We're the first ones to investigate this because the rumors haven't spread that far yet.
Yeah. At some point we do get, them talking about karaoke, and Hiro's kind of like, I don't really sing karaoke. That's fine. Also, when they meet up with Kiyoshiro, he fucking runs full tilt out of, his karaoke booth, and it's like not even the right song playing, but he's still freaking out just because he knows about the theoretical existence of a ghost. And Jellymon is just roasting him.
He's just like so scared. Like, he's scared by the concept of like a ghost showing up, and Jellymon bullied him into looking into a hologram ghost, even though he's like gonna shit his pants just about the rumor itself and not even seeing a ghost.
How did he get a room? How did he talk to the lady at the desk? Say, hello, I would like a room, please.
Jellymon probably bullied him into it.
Oh, that poor boy.
Also, because Ruli only met him for like 4 seconds the last time, she doesn't remember his name. She calls him Kiyoshi.
I also noticed that.
Yeah, I was like, is this a... But yeah, I realized it wasn't a nickname. She just could not remember. Which, like, fair. Like, I'm kind of glad they acknowledged the fact that they're not all, like, friends yet. They're just kind of like...
Yeah.
People who run into each other. They're running in the same circles because they have Digimon.
And Kiyoshiro is running hard.
Yeah, God, he sure is. But yeah, he's like, please help. And so they are about to like start singing in their room, right? And then they hear something.
Yeah, Angoramon hears the idol audition girl scream because he got the big ears.
And he's the only useful Digimon in the room. It's cruel to say, but it is true.
Don't tell Jellymon that. She'll fucking kill you.
She would. She really would.
Gammamon is pretty good at breaking down doors in this episode. Apparently he's given up on hacking them. He'll just knock them off the hinges. I guess he learned that way's faster.
He played a game of D&D and he learned that the fastest way to open a door is to just immediately break it down. Don't even try the doorknob. Just assume it's locked.
Yeah, when your strength score's high enough, why even bother?
I love how much fucking damage they cause before they, like, even go to the digital world copy thing that they do with their watches. Like, they just fucking wreck this hotel.
Like, we don't live here. This isn't our school. We can do whatever we want.
We don't give a fuck. Because they do have to like take the elevator up, and they like kind of get through, and this is when we see Angoramon like stuck for a second, and they they rush to the door and bust it down, and they see the idol girl being wrapped up and like being sung to by a scary voice.
Yeah, but then I think the ghost backs off when, like, the others show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It kind of just goes back into the TV. It seems to be escaping through the karaoke machines, and...
Yeah. Yeah. And then we get a classic mistake. The one thing you shouldn't do when you hunt the ghosts.
Let's split up, gang.
Because Ruli helps the girl leave. And everyone else, literally everyone else, goes back to the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ruli, I think those were just like two of her friends who were like just walking the girl home, so she sort of saw her off. And then the rest of the gang is up in the room, so Ruli has to go in the elevator alone, and that turns out to be a great idea.
I'm sure it's gonna be fine. What could possibly go wrong?
She gets advertised to. No.
Oh.
She, like the ad for like the hotel itself is kind of put in like, there's so many songs you can sing, and then it starts playing the song,
Yeah.
And it's immediately...
There's so many songs you can sing. Like this song that has a ghost.
There's a ghost in this machine. Have we made this joke? I'm sure we have. And she's like, oh, that's weird. It started off low. So when the music plays and it's like taken over by another voice, because that's what happens when the people are like playing the song, is a voice comes out of nowhere to like kind of take their part, and it's like high pitched at first, and then it like drops down lower and like is like this creepy voice while they're getting all wrapped up in the weird digital shadow shit. And but this one, like, she notes like, oh, it started off low, that's not like the rumors at all, and then she gets fucking wrapped up anyway though, because like it's still the ghost. And Angoramon hears her yelling in the elevator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
He's got the good ears. And I think at this point we know which Digimon it is.
Not yet.
Or is that a bit later?
That's when I think they go into the elevator and see it, I think. Because at first they're like not even sure it's a Digimon.
Right, they have to jump down.
Yeah, because they've only seen like the shadowy elements of it, like the spooky hand and like just sort of the weird shadow tendrils. Yeah, but, you know, Jellymon sort of goes in first. She just sort of phases through the, you know, elevator shaft and into the elevator. That doesn't do much, though, because she, on her own, does not really do anything against the Digimon. We see her sort of later just, like, ineffectively just, like, trying to pull the Digimon off of Ruli, and it not working slightly. But Gammamon just breaks the door clear, you know, just breaks clear through the door on the elevator shaft. So then Angoramon grabs the others and flies them down, and, you know, they sort of get into the elevator through, like, the top hatch.
I figured that Jellymon being nearly useless in this fight was because she doesn't have as close a bond with Kiyoshiro. And it's supposed to be like they get stronger the more friendship power they have. I thought that was supposed to be it, but I could be completely off mark.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like definitely a thing in previous series. Yeah, for sure. Like,
honestly, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I didn't even, like, register that, but, like, that does make sense, especially because, like, the other two are doing stuff. Like, yeah, we see Angoramon do, like, a lot of stuff just because he's, like, a big guy, but, like, then we, you know, there's all this, like, all these attacks that, like, Gammamon's just, like, blasting open doors, he's charging it with his horns and stuff, and evolving, of course, later. But they finally take in the image of the Digimon, and it's Sirenmon.
We finally get the stat screen from Angoramon, and we finally, like, see this Digimon in full. Yeah, and this is Sirenmon, kind of a cutie, kind of a cute little bird friend.
Kind of a bird friend that's, like, causing a lot of problems.
Kind of a chubby little bird that yells at you until you die.
God, that is what she does, isn't it? Like,
it's one of those annoying chirping birds, and you keep hearing it, no matter how many windows you close.
She does escape, though, like, at first. Like, she kind of lets go of Ruli and, like, escapes, and they have to, like, make a new plan up.
We do get Ruli doing the you know, the classic I've just been traumatized thing of hugging a big fluffy bunny.
Yeah.
Very valid.
They decide to go, like, Hiro realizes there's, like, a VIP room, and they go up there, Because they figure, like, oh, it's going to be the biggest room. And they do some fucking hacking.
It was so funny.
Yeah, Kiyoshiro turns off all, like, the, I guess, Wi-Fi ports in the building, except the one in the VIP room, so that, Sirenmon only has one way in and out through the network.
He's explaining it as he goes, and his voice just gets more and more distressed as he explains that the only place Sirenmon is going to be able to go is where they are.
He's not happy about that. But he's also like, oh, we should probably ask the owners, but then they're like, no, it's an emergency. We gotta fucking do this right now.
Ruli and Jellymon both yell at him, and it's great.
What would he say? Hello, ma'am. You have a ghost. I will now hack your entire system, and that's gonna fix it. A high schooler.
A high schooler with a master's degree.
We just need to hack this ghost out of your internet, so if you'll please just shut down your entire business for an undisclosed amount of time.
You fucking know.
Like, ma'am, have you seen the Digimon movie, the middle part? That's what I'm gonna do.
That they're not gonna, they would never, because they're like, they want the business. They want people to come because it's haunted, right? It's like, well, that's not gonna work because they're gonna fucking kill someone probably sometime. I feel like crushing the lungs out of someone will kill someone someday. Just saying.
It's like, it's all fun and games until someone dies.
Mm-hmm. And, she like, Sirenmon like busts out and is like, you're the motherfuckers that cut off me being able to sing to all these other people and show them my beautiful singing voice that's good. I'm gonna kill you. How dare you? Everyone needs to hear my voice. Well, actually, she doesn't say I'm gonna kill you. She's like, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, and They think that they've cut off all of her sort of exit points by hacking off those internet ports. But she I guess she sort of gleaned she saw what Gammamon did earlier, so she just she's learning and growing. She breaks through an entire wall and gets outside.
Yeah, she just like busts through the hotel thing.
It's a huge ass hole as well. She's really strong.
Everyone's like trying to hold on to her while she's flying away. Well, not everyone, but like a bunch of the group is. And like that doesn't fucking work. Mm-hmm. And she just like flies away into the sky and people see her, right?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, because she's visible now.
Yeah.
I guess because she drained enough life force, power, admiration, I don't know.
They still see her as a hologram. Like, they still see her, like, see-through-y, but, like, she's visible to the laymans now. And they're like, oh, cool, wow, is that a hologram for a new movie? And then she starts fucking singing.
Yeah, it really does seem like different Digimon have different abilities to, like, be seen and interact with the world.
Yeah.
And that's not, like, super been explained yet, but yeah, it might be a thing that the series goes deeper on later. Who knows? As it is now, it's just like, yeah, just fucking sometimes there's rules.
Whatever is most convenient, because, like, sometimes...
It is what it is.
Which is totally fine to me. I mean, yeah, whatever. Just...
I kind of wish it was a little more clear when it was they're a hologram that other people can see, and they're a hologram that only the Digi partners can see. But I don't know how you would, like, signify that. I mean, other than, oh, people are yelling and see her. Which, like, that's a pretty, that's honestly probably as good of a sign as I'm going to get, and I'm okay with that. But yeah.
Person pointing... Oh, right, he can see. Okay.
They're all like, because the group realizes, like, oh, fuck, she's trying to go to a big place to start like singing to everyone, and she does that. She just starts like singing her song, and everyone's like bent over their ears, like hands on their ears.
She like flies into like a big jumbotron on like the side of a building and just shows up on a bunch of screens at once and just like starts singing and like takes out an entire block at once.
The
sky goes dark.
In pain.
It's terrifying.
Everyone's ears are bleeding, probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Eurovision. It was just as dramatic as Eurovision as well. I think Sirenmon secretly just wanted to join Eurovision, but she couldn't.
Oh,
You have to be in Europe.
I wanted to.
Well, you have to be in the European Broadcasting Union, which is technically not Europe, but
yeah, I was like, aren't there
another story
that like aren't European? Yeah. Well, anyway, isn't there okay? I wanted to ask you too because I like didn't really get this, but do you know why Ruli had to be the one to like teleport them to the digital world copy thing, and not Hero? Because like. They specifically told Ruli to do this. Is it because it looks different when people...
No, I also wrote down why Ruli, because it looked exactly the same to me.
They said something about, like, having an advantage for, like, flying, and I was, like, confused. I don't know if that was something I missed.
Yeah, I didn't necessarily clock this myself, but on a different podcast, Lost in Translation Mon, they said it might be because like when Ruli goes to the digital world, it is just like more tropical and has like more trees and stuff for cover.
Yeah, they did mention the cover a lot because they were like having trouble with like dodging and stuff.
So I think that makes sense to me, yeah.
Yeah.
So each one of them would have a different kind of digital world copy that they make.
I kind of want to know what Kiyoshiro is. I want to know what all three of them are. Because, like, I didn't even, like, really register the fact that... But, like, she does kind of seem to have more trees, and I didn't know if that was, like... a her thing. I didn't know if that was like because she's Angoramon's partner thing, and like he has advantage with flight. Like I don't know. They kept like mentioning advantage against like flying types is kind of what I like took it as.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't like necessarily do like a great job of communicating what it means. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear or unambiguous why exactly like Ruli had to be the one to take them to the digital space.
Yeah. Digital space seems like a pretty solid term for this because I was like, it's not the digital world, but it is.
Not exactly the digital world, it seems like.
I like. So the Sirenmon is like, fuck, you took all those people away from me who were listening to my beautiful voice. How dare you? I'm gonna kill you. Now she attacks them with like music notes and stuff. Fucking crazy.
And the music notes go, they take cover, but the music notes go like bouncing around and ricocheting, so they get like progressively harder to dodge. Yeah, we get a few new Jellymon special attacks where she just like wraps her fists and feet in her tentacles and just does punches and kicks.
I like to see them.
Yeah.
I just like to see the development of their powers before they're like... Because I assume at some point they're going to Digivolve, but it's nice to see them like be able to attack as...
and then it's going to be like Gammamon, and every single episode they're going to have to Digivolve.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like once you start, you can't stop.
True. Although... Fortunately, the evolution stock animations in in Ghost games do seem to be a lot quicker than most previous seasons. They go by pretty quickly. In earlier series, particularly like Original Adventure, you could tell that they were saving budget by just reusing that stock footage as much as they could.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like when you're writing like a paper or something and you need to get your word count.
Exactly. No, they're just increasing the font size. Yeah.
He does evolve.
It's true. Yeah, he gets Sirenmon just sort of coagulates a bunch of music notes together, and it forms like the dark spooky hand that we saw earlier, and it grabs Gammamon, so then he evolves to Betel Gammamon. Yeah, and then Angoramon flies with Betel Gammamon. Hero says, "Go higher," so that, you're in the open and the music notes can't like ricochet and bounce around and get you from weird angles.
Yeah, damn, they should have maybe gone to Hero's world with less trees.
Yeah.
But, no, this was cool. I liked to see Angoramon, like helicoptering with, Beetle Gammamon in his arms and just, them working together, and, Beetle Gammamon, just did some fire blasts and stuff.
Yeah.
Love to see some teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And even though they've got all this teamwork, I think at this I did not take as extensive notes on this fight scene, but I think they're still losing somehow.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how, but it was fine because then Hero starts to sing.
Yeah.
Then Hero starts to sing, and he's bad at it.
He's bad at it, and everyone's speaking of a cursed voice.
But he gives it his all.
Yeah, they put this effect on it where when he hits certain notes, it'll make this this weird chord. So it's tonally unpleasant, and everyone is covering their ears, being like, "Wow, this is truly the worst singing."
It's I've heard some pretty bad singing, so
and everyone hates it except Sirenmon. She's like, "Wow, that was incredible."
She fucking loves it.
She loves it so much.
She's completely pacified. I'm not exactly sure what her reasoning is, but she's like, "Wow, your singing taught me taught me how to truly communicate with my heart, and I understand all of your feelings, and now I know the purpose for why I should sing, and I should go train to be a better singer." And I'm like, "You got all of that out of
one tone deaf boy?"
Yeah, one tone deaf boy just sort of wailing at you.
Are they actually going to win a fight one of these days? Or is it all going to be the power of friendship?
I kind of like that. I assume at some point they're going to run into some extra bad dudes that aren't just misunderstood Digimon, and they kind of have to kick their ass. And I feel that's a lot of Digimon, so I'm all right with it starting off being kind of corny and being the power of friendship, because part of me is
assume some of the ones in the beginning are gonna come back.
Yeah, that's other thing I was thinking of is oh, they could come back as allies since you didn't destroy them and stuff like that. Also, we don't exactly know how Digimon work in this world. We can make assumptions about Digimon when they die, they come back into eggs, but every digital world's a little different, it seems
For sure, yeah.
There's a lot of assumptions you can make that just haven't been quite right about this one, I feel
Yeah, I'm sure there will be a heightening of stakes later, but for now, I think it's kind of nice that so many of these conflicts can be resolved just by getting into the Digimon's motives and, like, communicating rather than just, like, strictly kicking their ass.
I don't fully understand how this one worked, just because how the fuck did you get that from him singing a song? And how did you, like, finally click that your voice is the problem? And it's I mean, it's not even just like, oh, her voice is the problem. It's that, like, her voice is causing music notes to come out and attack people.
Her voice is literally a weapon. Sirenmon.
Sirenmon, go into opera and break glasses while you sing. That's the solution.
But yeah, it's kind of like, I mean, it's not whether it's, like, good or bad. I mean, it's weird because it keeps going, like, high and low, but I'm like, damn, I'm jealous. I wish I could just, like, sing really high, sing really low whenever I wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like...
God, I wish that were me. But also, I don't want to attack people with my voice.
Well, you won't. You get one with the other. You don't get to choose. That's
if I could
sacrifice
control
you have to make.
Maybe I could control it. You know, I could control the weird tendrils. Then it would be fine.
You can only control it after a tone-deaf boy wails at you. And you finally understand the meaning of song.
Yeah. It seems like I wonder if the next couple episodes are kind of gonna be like in this mode, because I saw the next on for the next episode. It's looked a little bit like this, but with funny birds instead of funny music.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the next episode. It's another one where, like, not really a lot happens in terms of, like, the plot or the characters. It is very much just like a sort of one-off, which is, you know, aside from, like, the self-contained episode plot, it's pretty stagnant, but, you know, it's still got some, like, good, exciting bits in it, so, you know.
Yeah, so, you know.
We're just kind of in, like, a little Monster of the Week mode right now, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
me too.
Still getting to know everyone. So.
These might be, like, slightly shorter episodes. That's the only reason I was even thinking about that.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
That's fine, though. Less editing for me, which is great, because I'm tired.
So true.
And we get another Angoramon wisdom.
Yeah. Ooh, we also
I had to pause the screen and look at it and read it twice. Because it was a bit complicated.
Yeah, I didn't fully get it.
We also get a fun little moment of Kiyoshiro saying, "It's a good thing I didn't have to remove the seal on my arm," which is very funny, since we know it won't do anything. He's just being a fucking weeb.
I want to be proven wrong. Like, for some reason, like, we're just like, oh, it doesn't do anything. But, like, for some reason, when he does it, something, like, amazing happens. Like, oh, maybe that's when Jellymon evolves or something. Like, that would be very funny.
I think, even though there's definitely, like, not any sort of, like, special attack that he does when he takes off his bandages, I think it's the way they're building it up, I think it's still gonna be, like, a cool moment for him.
Yeah.
You know?
Looking forward to it.
And hey, we could be wrong. Maybe he's a fucking monster in disguise. I don't think so. But he could be. I feel like I know some weirder things about... Huh?
I'm ready to spit out my cereal.
Yes, exactly.
This boy.
This boy will never release his seals. I'm ready to be proven wrong, because I know there's some weirder stuff with, like, Appmons and, like, one of the humans. But anyway, that's a big spoiler, I think. But I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
We get Gammamon singing.
That's right.
Angoramon sort of, you know, questioning Gammamon's ability to, like, evolve and then revert back.
Yeah.
And then he does say his line, which I did take note of. Should the truth be known or remain unknown? Only those who know. And Hero's like, what?
Me too, Hero.
I'm also like, what?
I was like, you know, this just seems like some fun little, like, wisdom shit that he's giving us. That's like, I don't know if this means anything. Is this a fortune cookie? Help.
Yeah, so that's about it for the episode. Yeah, do we want to quick talk about karaoke songs? That is just an idea I pulled out of my ass when I was doing the intro.
Curious what your go-to karaoke songs are, if you have any.
It's been a good long while since I've done any karaoke. Like, yeah, I think last time I did it, I was in tech school, so like, I don't know, legit about 10 years ago. But Istanbul is definitely a fun one.
Oh, by
you
They
don't
Might
have
Be
to
Giants?
be like, yeah,
Nice.
you can just kind of yell it without like being super on key or anything, and it's just kind of like a fun one to belt out. It's like a good fun song to sing, and I don't know how to sing, so like but yeah, it's you don't have to like. For a They Might Be Giants song, like, you don't have to go, like, super out of, like, your vocal range.
Yeah.
I have
don't think.
never considered my own vocal range when choosing a karaoke song.
That's valid.
I
know
just
what?
go for it. And I sing badly. I can't really hear different tones very well. I don't know how to
No.
explain it. I can't tell if something is off key.
You might be like
yeah,
literally
it's-
tone deaf. Like not just like, oh, I'm tone deaf in that you can't like sing. Like people like legitimately who can't like hear the different tones. Like I think that's actually where the term came from originally, but people just kind of started using it blank across the board.
It's very difficult for me when I'm learning different languages because even non-tone related languages have tones and inflections that I'm
Absolutely.
supposed to pick up.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, because of that, I just don't care and I just sing. And I have often sung "I Believe in a Thing Called Love." But
Nice.
is that a good song to sing when you can't tell if you're hitting them high notes right?
I'm trying to think
Probably
of what
not.
that song is. I think I do know it. I'm just like blanking really bad.
Cher? Is it Cher?
Mm-hmm. Might be.
Is it a cover? Oh, it could be that I'm thinking of a cover that I'm always singing.
I don't know who.
I'm gonna go a bit hacker noise
That's okay.
to see
I can like try to think about.
the darkness. That's what it's.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's the very weird video clip.
My song. So it depends a lot because, if it's like a karaoke machine or whatever, like they only have a selection of songs. And so like a lot of times the more like popular songs that I know that I would sing are like things like All the Small Things by Blink-182, because you can just like yell that and be as like
Oh, yeah.
drunk
Good
as
choice.
you want. But I also, when I was younger, I was a lot more serious about singing. So, but I would still pick pop punk songs. It would just be like ones that are more sing-songy. Like I would sing like Good Riddance or Time of Your Life, aka Time of Your Life by Green Day. Or like some like I Write Sins Not Tragedies by Panic at the Disco. Just like stuff that's like I was like, oh, I know all the words and I can show off my singing and blah. Now I'm just kind of like, yeah, whatever I can think of that the thing has. Like, it's not, and a lot of times that is like a lot of pop punk songs still, or like emo songs, just because like.
I think the last time I did karaoke, it was Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I would totally do that too. Or like, I think I sang "Toxic" by Britney Spears before. I feel like that's a good one too.
I also love it if there's an option for like songs from popular kids shows that I used to watch.
Oh,
I'm always happy if one of them is in. I know all the words to those.
Oh, that would be fun. I don't remember that being an option, but I think I was also like sometimes if it's like a karaoke bar and I've been like drinking, a lot of times I'm just like too like I'm like, I don't want to read through all these songs I've been drinking. I don't fucking want to deal with this. So I just like pick a song that I know they have too. Like, even if like, oh, there's probably a better song for me, I might just do that. But yeah, I think I sang Toxic with my sister. I think that's what it was. I don't go out a ton, but if I do, a lot of times it's out with my sister, and I'll do that. And everyone,
I am now just remembering that the last time I did karaoke was before I turned 21, which
oh
is
no,
fucking wild to think about. Why did I do that? Why?
Because you're young and you think this will not haunt me years later.
I loved it.
Certainly not.
I loved singing in high school before I could drink. I thought it was great. Now I'm like more embarrassed too without some drinks in me.
I've actually become less embarrassed
Really?
as I grow older, but that's also because like I'm dealing with my anxiety better.
Good for you though. Like
yeah, that's real.
that is
And,
extremely
like,
real.
There's not really any real karaoke bars near me, so when I sing karaoke, it's because someone brought a beamer and a mic and we're beaming the song lyrics onto a wall, and just it's only with friends, and that's always more fun. I think the Japanese concept of going into a separate room with just your friends would have been better for me.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think I would definitely do that, and I probably do that sober too. Honestly.
Please. Yeah, totally. Please give me 4 walls around me that separate me from everyone who I am not like personally familiar with, and who I am not like comfortable with hearing my voice.
Every time I feel like I haven't even been to karaoke that often. It's been like 3 times or whatever, but every time I remember going to something like that, maybe a little more than that, I don't remember. I have a terrible memory, but there's always one person that wants to do the big what the fuck is it called? Bohemian Rhapsody, and I'm like, this song is too long to do. It's a good song, I get it, but like, pick a shorter song. They have shorter songs. Queen has shorter songs that are good for karaoke. Sing some like Fat Bottom Girls, or I don't know. Don't fucking
be a time limit on how long a karaoke song should be.
So true.
I am remembering something incredible from. Okay, so like all the karaoke I did was like at a fucking Applebee's or something.
Oh hell yeah.
So that's just like the fucking setting we're talking about, with some of my tech school friends. Mm-hmm. And I remember there was this one time when, someone I didn't know, some kid like was singing a Muse song, and it had like a 2-minute instrumental break, and also he broke the mic stand.
Oh no.
Genius move.
So he was just kind of like standing there, like extremely awkwardly, like with the broken mic stand in front of him, just like holding the microphone awkwardly while this instrumental bit plays, and it was like, oh no.
I wonder if that was like the one that's like on Rock Band or Guitar Hero or something, because like I feel like definitely those songs I would sing to also. Honestly, I did that more than I did karaoke. I would play like Rock Band with friends and be the singer.
Yeah. It wasn't Knights of Sidonia.
No, that's the one.
It was like one of their other big ones.
Okay.
One of their not as good ones.
Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense.
Also trying to think back to karaoke experiences, and I think one of the only times I was in an actual real karaoke bar with strangers, I don't think I was technically allowed to drink yet. I think I was a few months too young.
How old would you?
For reference, where I am, drinking age is 16. So half of our group was old enough and the other half wasn't.
Wow.
So that was... Oh, I remember it being really weird because there were a bunch of really drunk guys just walking around, and I was 15 years old singing a weird karaoke song, and like, I don't think some of them songs were appropriate.
Probably not.
Considering my age
not.
and the age of the drunk man.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and that might be why there's no longer a karaoke bar.
Oof. I didn't even think about that.
Living in sometimes public places and the society we live in are bad.
Yeah.
They should not be allowed to exist, and yet somehow they still do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, honestly, I would definitely prefer if we did the thing with the little rooms like they did in this episode. Not just because shit like that wouldn't happen as much, where you would be fucking surrounded by drunk older guys, but like, I could also just be, it's probably more comfortable for people who like don't drink but want to sing, I feel like there's a lot of like weirdness with like,
yeah, there is sort of an expectation if you go to a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
That you order a drink.
Absolutely.
That's...
And I'm sure you can order a drink at one of these things. It sounds like you can order food and stuff, and but
yeah, like,
I like that that's an option and not like a societal pressure necessarily. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
This for a little karaoke intermezzo. If anyone wants to like drop their favorite karaoke song in the Discord, they should definitely do that.
Sure, yeah. That'd be great. Ooh.
Yeah, speaking of the Discord, let's go over our plugs. I think that about wraps it up for this episode, yeah?
Yeah.
Think so too.
Which is good, because there's some hammering happening downstairs, so we need to wrap this up, so there's less for you to edit out.
And Elvia needs to go to sleep.
That too.
And Elvira needs to go to sleep. Okay. Plugs, what are they?
My Twitter is Haunting the Morgue. It's Haunting the MORG. You can also find me on my other podcasts, Departure Lounge, which is on hiatus, but it's a plane-themed Hunter x Hunter podcast that I might end up starting up again because of a thing I'll tell later, where I have to do some more editing anyway in the future. And then you can also hear me on the Sonic Shuffle, a random and holistic Sonic lore podcast. And then I don't think it'll be out by the time this is out, but there's already a Twitter for it. You can hear me on Forward ReZero, a ReZero watch podcast. Rewatch for my other two hosts, but watch for the first time for me. Yeah, I will, like I said, that'll all be on my Twitter, so follow that so that you can see me podcasting all goddamn day. Can't stop.
So many podcasts, Morg.
Morg be podcasting.
I can't stop. Well, it does help that Emery does like the editing for this one, and then Dan does most of the editing for Sonic Shuffle, so that helps a lot with me being able to just crank them out. I love to be the person who doesn't know shit on the podcast.
God, wish that were me.
I love not knowing shit. Right. My plug's very short. I have a Twitter, which is @erviru, where I tweet whatever the hell comes into my mind, which is currently probably going to be Wheel of Time. And that's all I do. I just tweet all day.
All right, so you can find my Fur Affinity. Space Robot is my username. I do commissions and stuff. You can, contact me about that at spacerobotart at gmail.com. That is SPACEROBTART. I'm also on Go and Will Hunting, a different Hunter x Hunter podcast, which I would like to release episodes of. Well, still thinking about it, still wondering when that's gonna be.
Oh boy.
So yeah. Let's see. Also, there is an upcoming episode of the Sonic Shuffle. The episode 69,
Nice.
where y'all are going to be reading some fanfic, and I did a submission for that.
Yes.
And I'm hoping it'll be pretty fun for y'all to read. I put some wild bullshit in there.
I'm really like happy we got two like pretty like solid fics. When Dan suggested it, I was like a little worried because I was like, oh, our Discord's a little quiet. Like it's nice because it's quiet, you know. But I was like, oh, I hope people write for this. I don't know, because like I didn't write for.
But I know so little. I'm learning so much listening to the podcast.
I'm glad. I'm learning too. I also learn. I'm learning with you.
Yeah. I know a lot of Sonic lore, like, from the games and stuff, but I'm learning, like, about, like, the cartoons and the comics, because that's something I haven't had a lot of contact with.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah. If you want to learn more about Sonic the Hedgehog than you ever wanted to know,
far more.
Sonic Shuffle is pretty good.
Far too much. There's too much out there, I gotta say.
So I think that about covers it. We are a noisespace.xyz podcast. We're on that network. Thank you to Matt GameCube for hosting us. There's a couple of shows I want to shout out this week. Of course, there is Pod of Greed, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Rewatch podcast, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Watch-along podcast, I guess. Not a rewatch for most of the hosts, I don't think. But yeah, they just wrapped up season 2 of GX, and they started season 3, so that's pretty cool.
I'm so excited for them to get... Because, like, I'm behind, but...
I don't even know where I am.
They have to watch... For season 4, they all have to watch the sub, and I'm going to be very interested in that.
Yeah. GX is a wild fucking time. I'm very much looking forward to this coming season. And also just another one I kind of binged my way through is Diet Coke and Lilith's House of Snacks, which they just talk about junk food and eat it and review it.
I started that one. It's actually better than I was expecting. It's a nice
sounds like fun.
They're nice little bite-sized episodes. They're like half an hour long.
Yeah, I'm vegan, which means I have elected not to eat most of this trash food, but I do enjoy listening to people describe it for me.
We're always... You know what? I was gonna say, hopefully they make more, like, tasty vegan garbage food, but I'm like, they're starting to. That exists.
Yeah, I mean, they do make vegan garbage food. It's just, like, 3 times more expensive than the regular stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, anything else before we say goodbye?
I don't think so. Because I'm like,
right.
I'm a little tired too.
Then with that, until next time, poltergeist, ghouls, and non-boonaries, let's all do the thing where we say it together. Yeah. Digimon is for the gays. Perfect.
That
flawless.
was more in sync. We'll be so good at it by the end of this.
I just like forgot what it was for a second, so I'm glad it came to me like right at the end. I was like, oh no.
See you later, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.